Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of DudeWutPodcast. My name's Harry Dowling, and this time I am joined by my very good friend, it's Mr. Callum Hamby. How the hell you doing, bro?
I'm really good. I think there might be like a really loud noise right at the start because I think I like jolted my desk. But it's fine. It is fine. It should be fine.
That's all right.
Really
We'll leave it in if so. I mean, any sort of mistakes and shit like that now, we just leave them in because I bothered to edit it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, man.
Just before we move on, I'll just address the situation last week. Last week there wasn't an episode. Oh, excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. Oh, don't be allergic to cats. And then do a podcast in the cat room. Yeah, tricky. There wasn't a podcast last week because Fee was pretty ill. Fee was really ill. She had a really bad chest infection, cold and everything, and I could feel the cold kind of coming over to me. So we literally just thought, like, let's get away. And we actually went to my dad's house in like mid Wales for just for the night. And we came back on the Monday, which was a bank holiday. We came back late, so we didn't record the episode. So that's why there wasn't one last week. We're all good now, and we're back. So Hamby, what have you been up to this week, bro?
This week, well, we had a wedding that I went to the weekend before. That I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't. Yeah, well, I haven't been on the pod for a few weeks. Yes, we had a wedding last week.
You were on. We've missed a week, but you were on the week before that.
Yeah. So was that a wedding? Yeah, it was the weekend of the funeral.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had a wedding, which is pretty good. A friend of mine from university, which is really, really good. Really good fun. And apart from that, it's been pretty chill, really.
Cool.
Kind of just like last week was pretty like bog standards, really. I think this week's going to be as well. Kind of going into the boring time of year for me, where it's kind of just, plodding along until Christmas.
Yeah, well, I'm. It's coming up to October. We're like the last week in September, and October is my favourite time of year. So last year we did we did Spooktober. This is when we were still watching all the movies. Last week we did the Spooktober. Last year. So I think we're going to do it again, but rather than like watch films and stuff, because we don't really do that anymore, we'll just do sort of Halloween-y, spooky-themed topics all month. But I've been up to some stuff. Still playing loads of Red Dead 2. Loving it. I've been watching loads of Western films recently. I actually watched Django Unchained again a couple nights ago for the first time in a couple of years. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then I watched, right after it actually, I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which is Tarantino's, newest one, like 2019 I think, but newest one. I hadn't seen it.
Really?
So
I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, I just... It didn't look that appealing to me, and I just kind of left it and forgot about it. I actually really enjoyed it. Like, have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it like in the cinema when it first came out.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I thought it was the bit right at the end. I mean, spoilers for Once Upon a Time, but the bit right at the end when the hippies kind of break in on Brad Pitt and Brad Pitt's tripping, and then he just like beats the shit out of like three of them. Yeah.
Really
cool.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I have been playing some games. So I've been playing Red Dead. I've been playing that new game called Metal Hellsinger, which I'm just sort of recommending to everyone at the minute. I'm only on like the second level, but it's just a really cool game. It's basically Doom, but it's a rhythm-based game. So it's Doom, but you have like a banging soundtrack, and there's like sort of beat indicators on the screen, and you just have to do everything on the beat basically. You can just like run and gun as you want, but you won't do like barely any damage. You won't get any points or anything like that. If you do it on the beat, you do better damage, and then the more, like, the higher multiplier you get, the more things kind of come into the song. So, like, more guitars will come in, and then finally the vocals will come in. That's really good. Really enjoying it. I didn't really like Doom very much.
No, I played the first. I played like the rebooted first one. I quite enjoyed it. So.
I just found it incredibly boring.
Really?
Just the same shit over and over again. And I'm the sort of person who, I like heavy metal, right? I like all music, but I like heavy metal. I really don't like the Doom soundtrack, and I don't get why everyone is sort of like, yeah, like it rocks so hard or whatever. Like it's just a bit lame for me, and it made it even lamer when I'm not sure what year it was. It was probably the year Doom came out or the following year. They got the guy who composed the music to do like a bit of a live show, and it was just the most like underwhelming looking thing. It was just a skinny dude just like walking around with a guitar just doing all this like is it djent or something, the sort of music. He's just walking around like and it's just sort of I don't know, just really lame. So Metal Hellsinger is Doom, but it's got a better soundtrack, and it's just more fun. We also have been playing the Modern Warfare 2 beta, but we won't talk about that too much now because we'll mention that in the news segment. But yeah, that's basically my week, has been playing games. And actually, no, I got a promotion at work. So
there you go. What to?
Yeah, so I am now manager. And
not deputy manager.
Sort of, huh?
Not deputy anymore.
No, hell no. I was only really a salesman, or a trainee, I guess, but I was just a salesman before. But I basically now manage the shop that I work in. So
there you go.
That's pretty
Congrats.
Cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, looking forward to starting. So my first actual day as manager is the 1st of October. Which is a Saturday, but I'm not going in.
Not going to work.
They asked me to go in, and I was like, fuck no. Okay. Dude, if you haven't done anything else this week, how's about we crack some beverages? Because I don't know if you can hear, but I'm getting stuffy and I'm getting thirsty. So let's jump into everyone's favourite segment. It's What Are We Drinking?
What are we drinking?
All right, bro. Just before we started recording, you were like, I gotta go get my beer, and you sort of went downstairs, and then I saw you open the fridge and you went, ooh, big one. But I didn't see what you were drinking. So what are you drinking today, dude?
Okay, I bought it at the weekend and just never ended up drinking it. It's a oh god, my chair's going down.
Yeah, you just fully disappeared.
Give me a second, hold on. There you go. Yeah, it's a heavily premium pilsner.
You got a pilsner, nice.
And it's a limited edition featuring artwork by Desir. I don't know. It's got a rabbit on the front.
Looks quite cool. Yeah.
It's a Belgian pilsner style lager created in association with the Abbey of the Order of Premont. Heavily inspired by the beers first brewed by the monks in medieval time. But it's brewed in Glasgow.
Oh, okay, right.
Well,
not Kent then. Glasgow,
yeah. Cool, badass. Let's give it a. But it's a big boy.
What percentage is it?
4.8.
4.8. Okay, cool.
Reasonable, but it's a big bottle. It's like a 660 ml.
Nice.
I should probably get a glass, but I'm too lazy.
Nah, in one. Go on.
Oh, it's got a bit of a weird initial taste.
Right.
But it's quite crisp after. And it's pretty like refreshing. It's not really like the kind of beer that you'd want to drink at this time of year where it's starting to get a bit colder. But
okay.
It's nice. It's nice little beer, yeah. Nice and crisp. I think the first taste is like a little bit odd. It's kind of like a bit sharp right at the start.
Sort of a citrusy sharp, or like tart, or
yeah, a little bit, but it's a lager, so it shouldn't really have any hops or anything like that.
Well, I mean, what I've been seeing more and more recently is like hopped lagers.
Yeah.
So it could have some hops.
Yeah, no, it's nice. Heavily.
Yeah, it looks cool. I can't say I've ever seen that before, actually.
Oh, where did I get it from? I think I got it in Tesco's, I think. Yeah, I think I was in Tesco's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Badass.
Out of 10?
6.
Okay,
it's
right,
like,
okay.
it's
above
like,
average.
It's okay. I've had better pilsners.
All right.
But it's nice. It's nice.
Okay, well, as always, I went to the B&M over the road from my work. I always think it's really funny because those people must see me go into B&M, in my work suit, buy beer and just walk back into work with the beers. So they must think I'm just, But I went over the road and I was having a little look, and I saw something which you don't see a whole lot. Well, you do, and you don't see a whole lot. I don't know if you can. Actually, you can probably see it in the camera.
Just about to see it.
So I got a Grolsch,
Yeah,
but
Grolsch.
it's an old style bottle of Grolsch.
Yeah.
So it's got the their standard kind of, what do you even call that? Like a flick.
Yeah, they're really satisfying.
Yeah, it's well, I like them because you can reuse the bottles.
Yeah.
So if you ever wanted to sort of brew your own beer or whatnot, the Grolsch bottles with this resealable lid thing are absolutely perfect. I'm not usually a fan of Grolsch, really, but, I thought this looks cool, and it'd probably make a satisfying sound to do it in the mic. And, I have had a few beers recently, and I have had lagers recently. This is a Pilsner, but I have had lagers just sort of for the refreshingness. So it's a 4%. Where is Grolsch from?
Netherlands.
Is it Netherlands?
Dutch beer, isn't it? I think Grolsch is.
Yeah. Imported to the UK. Okay, yeah, it is. It is actually made in the Netherlands.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
That's good. It's not made in like Manchester.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to try and do this in one, and we'll see what it's like. Oh, that was satisfying. Yeah. All right. Smells all right. Smells kind of weird, actually. Kind of smells like a, those sort of, those sandwich filler tubs you get from like the supermarket, and it's like ready mixed sandwich, and you spoon it out.
That's
kind of what it smells like.
That's not good.
No, it almost smells like the tuna mayo one, actually.
Oh, that's not good.
It's my favourite sandwich spread, so here we go. That's actually very nice. I can't remember the last time I had a Grolsch, actually. But yeah, it's very nice. It's, as I say, it's got this, you can probably hear it now, jangling around. It's got this sort of contraption on the top that lets you like reseal it. It's kind of weird, but the tip of the bottle is quite nice to drink from. It's kind of nicely like rounded. But yeah, it's good. It's good. So Hamby, here's a question for you, as someone who is into their beers. You often see the Pilsners with the lagers. What's the main differences between a Pilsner and a lager?
So I think Pilsner is a type of lager, isn't it? And Pilsner
I'm asking because I don't actually really know myself. So.
And I think Pilsner is a style of Czech brewing. So.
Oh, okay.
So Pilsners will typically come from Czech Republic, or South Germany kind of thing. But it's a style of lager, whilst lager is like more of a generic term, I think. But Pilsner is, I don't know, I'm not an expert. I think it's the style in which it's brewed, which is different.
Well, that would make sense, yeah. Because there's not like a big taste difference between a lager and a Pilsner. I don't think, anyway.
No, not massively. I think Pilsner's lager is pretty like generic term. I think it just means like clear beer, basically. Yeah. I'm by no means an expert. So.
Okay, well, weird. A full-on a picture, like a rather large picture, just completely fell off the wall on its own.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, strange. It's a big one as well. Like real big painting just came down. Oh well, on with the pod. Right, let's leave the beer drinking there, bro, and move on to something else.
What are we drinking?
All right, it's the segment everyone looks forward to every week. I'm constantly getting messages from Hamby, and from Adam, and he's like, can't wait for the next one, bro. So it's time, everyone, for Hamby's ham bone to pick.
He's pissed off, he's angry, his name must be Hamby. It's Hamby's ham bone to pick.
So this is pretty topical to like what we're going to talk about next.
Okay.
But I noticed that it's the same for the upcoming Modern Warfare 2 game. But
right.
It's the content packs from the first COD. and I know it's coming from Modern Warfare 2 because when you go on the pre-order thing, it says like content packs like 1 to 10. And it's like, no. It like basically on the original Modern Warfare, like you broke your game if you installed it wrong.
Yeah. It's quite funny that you mentioned that this is your bone to pick this week, actually, because you've been talking about it a lot.
Fucking sucks.
The last few days. Didn't it originally kind of come out in packs so that people didn't have to have like the whole thing installed? They could choose what they want to install. It was supposed to make it easier for the player, wasn't it?
Yeah,
originally?
But it didn't work out like that because basically, like I remember. I think part of the problem was because the game came out on Xbox One, and then everybody got. And I remember playing it on Xbox One, and then I got a Series X, and I remember like it was an absolute pain to get it installed on the Series X because it was like you had to install the things in the right order. They've got on the page, they've got content packs that you don't even need anymore. Yeah. But they don't tell you that. They don't get rid of them. So if you just go, oh, I'm missing that content pack and install it, it's like you probably don't need it.
Yeah.
It's so
dumb.
There
was a big problem as well, and a few people had. I know me and you both had it, where you'd go to boot the game and it would come up with like dev error, so and so and so and so, and when you Googled that, it was like, there's an error with one of the content packs. And it's sort of like, oh, you installed that before you installed that, so
idiot.
Now you can't play the game.
You idiot! It's like,
and it was a real pain. Yeah, it's sort of like I wish they kind of didn't do that, and they were like, here's the game, install it.
But the dumb thing is that like that's why that's kind of one of the reasons why people prefer console gaming to PC gaming. I mean, PC gaming's not that bad nowadays, but like PC gaming, back in the day, used to be like that. It used to be a pain in the ass. Like game doesn't boot. It's like, oh, you gotta like go and troubleshoot it and stuff. And like the whole thing with consoles is that you just put your disc in, you put it in, and you play it, and it works. But like, yeah, it's annoying. I hope they don't. I hope it's like a mistake and it's not. They're not going to do it for Modern Warfare 2. But
I think they will, bro. I think they will, because I think there's people out there that they play the campaign and then they don't really ever want to play the campaign again. So what you can do with these content packs is you can uninstall the campaign and like just leave the the multi installed. So I think they will do it like that, but it's like it comes back to this whole thing, and this will be my bone to pick that I'll tag on to yours. People who can't manage their saves. I know I'm doing the hand slap. People who can't manage their saves, and people who are like, oh fuck, I just had to spend 40 quid on a new terabyte so I can save my games and stuff. And it's like, well, the Xbox comes with a terabyte of storage. How have you filled that up?
If you've got like shit internet connection though, and it's like if it takes you like 4 days to install COD, then you'd be like, oh fine, I'll just spend 40 quid and get a bigger hard drive.
Yeah, but isn't it that you can't play off a hard drive? You still have to move it from a hard drive to the Xbox to actually be able to play.
Oh right, yeah, maybe.
You can just store it. But like a few of our friends are like, I'm like, I've never once in the history of Xbox had an issue with how much memory I have and gaming, because I only ever have maybe 3 or 4 games installed. And once I finish something, I uninstall it. And then when I want something else, I install that. Some of our friends are like, well, I need 40 games installed at once just in case I want to jump on that, and it's sort of like, just manage your shit there, man. The console comes with enough storage. You don't need any more storage.
I remember
manage your shit.
I remember the original 360 didn't have a lot. I remember
do you remember the arcade? It didn't even come with.
It came with a memory stick. I had so the first 360 I had. No, I only had one 360. It had I think it had like 25 gig. And
really?
I made that work, as in
Yeah.
It was okay when it first came out, but towards the end of the 360,
well, games were smaller as well. Yeah.
Yeah, when it was big games. And to be fair, I don't think for 360 you had to install. Don't think you had to.
Oh,
or did
yeah.
you?
Some of them you could just put them straight in.
I think it was towards the end of the 360 where they had bigger hard drives.
Yeah, because you'd get 2 discs, wouldn't you? You'd often get like an install disc and a play disc.
Yeah, but I think they gave you the choice. I think they said if you can use the disc, but obviously it'll take slower loading times, or you can install it and it'll be faster.
Yeah.
But I didn't have much space, so I just had to do it on the disc.
Well, I had I bought the Elite, the black one.
Yeah.
The first black one. I've still got it. I've got it right in front of me, actually. It still works, still a great console. But I got that, and I think that came with like the biggest hard drive at the time, which was like 200 gig or something.
Yeah, I think I had the middle of the range one. I think it was like 20 something from memory.
Yeah, that sounds like the core model or something.
It was still it was fine. Like honestly, I didn't.
Because they did like the arcade, which didn't come with a hard drive. It just had an empty space on the top. You had the arcade, you had the core, and you had the premium.
Yeah.
And then they brought out you had the whole red ring thing. So then they brought out the Elites, and then from there they then brought out those weird smaller black ones with the touch.
Yeah, with like
I remember our pal Stevie having one of those. Yeah. Well, yeah, I've sort of hijacked your segment there, but yeah, just installing games, I guess, is the gist. It's always a hassle. It's never easy.
Absolutely.
And they make games these days with 200 gigabytes of data that you need to install or something.
That's a fifth of my hard drive.
Yeah, it's a lot. All right, dude. Pretty good bone to pick. Let's leave that there.
He's pissed off, he's angry. His name must be Hamby. Hamby's ham bones.
All right, a little bit of entertainment news now. We've got a few. I got a few pages. There's not that much. But so what I've done this week is I sort of took some of the highlights of last week that I didn't cover because we didn't have an episode. So I'm sort of condensing 2 weeks worth of news into this episode today. Let's start first with the new Call of Duty. Or Duty. New Call of Duty.
Duty.
Duty, yeah. What was that meme that you said?
Call of Duty Advanced Poo Poo.
Okay, so basically the news is that the beta has been out for a few days. I think today it's actually closed now.
Yeah.
It came out. This is the beta for Modern Warfare 2. It came out first for PlayStation, then it went sort of for PlayStation Public. Then it came out for Xbox people who had the codes. Luckily, me and Tomo both had the codes. And this was pretty funny, actually, because there is a live stream that will be coming out tonight from, it's us playing the beta. But it's funny because I'm saying I'm basically saying that we got the code because we're like gamers and we're a podcast and Activision have given us the code. But before I can even finish it, Tomo's like, yeah, they gave it us for being a Sky customer. And it's sort of like, oh, cheers, Tomo.
Cheers, D-Lad.
But basically, yeah, if you were a Sky customer, you got access to the beta. So we've been playing that for a few days, and you can see our sort of initial responses and reactions on that live stream. As I said, it'll be going up tonight. But let's talk very briefly about what we think about that beta. Hamby, you got any thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's, compared to the Vanguard beta, it's pretty polished. I think it
is, isn't it? Yeah.
I think it's takes. I mean, I only played, like, to be fair, we only played like the TDM and a bit of Conquest or whatever you call it. I can't remember.
Well, we only played that. To be fair, we only played a bit of that when you were on.
Yeah.
Me and Tomo did play some of the bigger game modes, but I'll get to the bigger game modes.
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah. So I only played them. I did play a game of Invasion, but I think it's really nicely polished. I think. I mean, it's a beta, so you can't really, some things might change, but yeah, I'm quite looking forward to it. I think the gunplay is really good. I love it. Yeah, I'm honestly kind of hyped. I honestly think Modern Warfare 2, I think it's probably going to be, like, for this generation, I reckon it's probably going to be the best selling game.
Of the whole generation?
Of this generation, yeah, I reckon.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's on multi-platform.
Yeah.
I mean, like, everybody's going to get it,
Yeah.
There's people who only play Modern Warfare. Like,
yeah, definitely. I pretty much agree with you there. I think, for a beta, it's surprisingly polished. I only actually saw one glitch from about 3 days worth of play in the beta, and it wasn't game breaking or anything like that. I know other people did. No, that's not true. I did have a glitch where it wouldn't let me access my loadouts, but all it took was a restart and it was gone. I know other people have had worse issues. I think I can't remember. I think Tomo was. I was playing with Tomo the other day, and it kept crashing on him. It was like every game it would crash for him, and he'd have to be, he'd be booted back. Yeah, it's really well polished for a beta. The small maps, the TDM maps, are good. They're nice and tight. As you said, Hamby, the gunplay feels really good. It feels kind of like, if you've played the first Modern Warfare, as in the 2019 or 18 Modern Warfare, it's pretty much the same, but it's just a little, I think, it's just a little bit more sort of responsive. Some of the sounds are a little bit more impactful. It's pretty similar. I mean, you were saying, though, Hamby, apparently it's all on a new engine?
Maybe I'm imagining that. I thought they said it was.
I remember hearing that, to be fair, but if you were to play it plays just like Modern Warfare. In a
good way. Modern Warfare was good. So
yeah, definitely.
Like, no, yeah. I think I'm gonna probably get it when it comes out, because I think I said to Harry, like, it's normally my birthday present.
And mine, yeah.
It's like kind of like, yeah, it's like a yearly thing now. My girlfriend gets me.
The only negative thing I have about the game is that when I started playing it, Tomo had already played it for a day, and he was like straight away, right, let's play some of this. We went straight into these like big game modes, invasion, prisoner escape or something. There's one where there's a prisoner and you need to capture them. I can't remember. There's another one. I think there's 3 big game modes. And I gotta say, I am not a fan of that sort of game. Friend of the podcast and friend of ours, Carl, was saying that, like, it's basically Call of Duty doing Battlefield.
Yeah.
With some of these big game modes. But, like, that's not Call of Duty, I don't want to be, like, spending ages kind of walking and, doing stuff. I like fast-paced gameplay. I really enjoyed Vanguard multiplayer. I thought it was great. And I've especially loved the battle pacing thing. I played everything on Blitz, because I just like it to be an all-out shitfest. Like getting sprayed with blood as soon as you spawn kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no, it does. The multiplayer, as in the team deathmatch and domination game modes, do feel like that. So... Once you get past a certain rank and you unlock the guns in the beta anyway, it did get really good. So, super psyched for that. I think it comes out sort of middle to end of next month.
I think it's like the 30th of October, I think.
Oh, okay, right at the end of the month then.
I think it's 30th of October. Yeah.
Okay, well, I will get it. I'm looking forward to it. I like what you were saying, I may even pre-order it. Because pre-order I looked into it. The only thing I'm interested in is you get to play the campaign up to a week early.
Oh, really? Oh, right. Honestly, a COD campaign, I can get it out in a day.
Yeah, well, that's
COD
it.
campaign,
so, like,
you can finish in a day, easy.
Yeah, I'm tempted to pre-order. I mean, it's going to come out of October's like kind of pay anyway. So I guess when does it matter when I actually do it?
Yeah, and then Warzone 2 weeks after, I think.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Apparently, there's been a few things about that. Apparently, it is sort of like a Spanishy map.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you've seen any of the sort of intel about it. I didn't.
No.
I should have made a note, actually. I didn't make a note of any of it. But there's a load of stuff. Go to whatever website and check it out for yourself. All right. Next bit of news. Now, this is sort of the reason why we're doing this whole podcast this week. Disney have released Star Wars Andor. It's come out on Disney Plus. So I thought we'd do a bit of a Star Wars week. Actually, I'm thinking of doing... Well, I'll explain it when we get to it, but I think we're going to do the next few weeks of Star Wars content. But, Andor has come out on Disney Plus. The first 3 episodes came out at once. Have you watched any of it, Hamby?
I haven't, no.
Okay, well, I've watched the first 2 episodes, and I don't think it's very good. I don't understand it, because it's actually getting, like, good reviews. You know, people are saying it's, like, apart from Mandalorian, it's possibly the best Star Wars thing. Star Wars show.
Yeah.
They're saying it's sort of like boots on the ground, gritty, guns in the dirt, kind of no lightsabers, no sand planets, no Tatooine, nothing like that. It's, but to me, that then is just boring.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really care about the character because all he does is kind of get blown up in Rogue One. Anyway, that's not a spoiler. Well, I guess it is a spoiler for the end of Rogue One, but it's just not that interesting, unfortunately. But I mean, I listened to a podcast on the way home from work today, and they were literally saying it's the greatest Star Wars thing, and I'm like, bloody hell, maybe I should try and watch it, a bit more. So, Andor released on Disney Plus last week. Now, before I forget it, I didn't make a note of this, but I definitely should mention it while I remember. It's really annoying I didn't remember this earlier and didn't make any notes. There was possibly one of the biggest leaks in like video gaming history last week, where someone managed to sort of hack. I don't know how they did it. Did they like just hack Rockstar? And they released like 90 videos.
Yeah, shit. I forgot about this. Yeah, completely.
Yeah, I forgot about it, and I haven't got any notes, so I can't really like. I just have to be vague about it. I can't go in depth.
It basically like all. Well, I guess a lot of it people already knew already, didn't they? But it basically confirms that it's going to be set in Vice City. And like they kind of confirmed that it's going to be like 2 main characters.
Yeah, it's going to be sort of a Bonnie and Clyde type thing, I've heard.
Yeah, which like I'm kind of hyped for. I love Vice City, obviously. Like the original is fantastic.
Yeah,
the setting of
definitely.
setting Vice City is awesome. I think I'm actually feel like I'm in the minority here, but I actually quite liked the multiple character thing from GTA 5. But I know a lot of people didn't.
Yeah, I didn't. I think that making it 2 characters instead of 3 is definitely better.
Yeah, and I think, like, to my knowledge, I think it's the first. Maybe I might be wrong here, but it's the first like main playable character who's a woman. I think
it is. It's the first, and I think it's the first. GTA has been going for something stupid like 20-something years.
Yeah,
and it's the first time they have done a female playable character.
I'm hoping I haven't got that wrong. Like one of the weird.
No,
like,
you haven't.
Spin-offs.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that stat the other day. It's there hasn't been a female character before.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, like I always love GTA games. They come out so infrequently. I always enjoy them. They're always good, long single players as well. They've got a good length to them. So I mean, probably not going to be for a few years, but I watched the whole 20 minutes of that leak. And
Oh, I didn't. I watched like 5 minutes of it. I didn't really watch much.
The thing
more.
that made me laugh is that people were like kicking off. No, so
I
that
did see that.
So that leaked gameplay came from 2019, I think they said.
Yeah.
And so that gameplay is like 3 years old, potentially 3 years old,
Yeah.
and people are like going like, this game's like unfinished. It's like, bro, like that was like 3 years ago, and the game's
People are like, it looks like crap, and it's like, dude, like they haven't even. No one's got any faces or anything. Like, come on.
and it was like the game's not coming out from 2 years, like from now. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like, and that was like 3 years, so like 5 years of development after that. Like, like the thing is, like with I remember GTA 5, Red Dead 2, and most of the Rockstar games that came before that. They're normally pretty polished. Like, I don't remember them ever being like cyberpunk bad, you know.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not. Yeah.
So, you know, they take time with their games. Some would say a bit too much time, but you know.
Yeah, I think like you say, I mean, I do enjoy every GTA at the time of release. I cannot stand GTA 5 now. Even the campaign and everything. Yeah, even the single player, I just can't stand it. To be fair, I didn't really mesh with the characters that well, and now I just can't stand them. I'd much prefer GTA 4 to GTA 5. I've said that. I said that on the stream that we did a couple of weeks ago when we played GTA 5. Tomo has been begging me to play GTA 5 on the stream, and I've uninstalled it now. Actually, I did install it to stream, and I just remembered how absolutely bollocks it is. You know, GTA Online.
Oh, I never bothered with GTA Online, and
I mean, I did play it back in 2013.
Yeah, just
9 years ago, I did play it.
Just doesn't excite me. Like the single player, like I do generally quite enjoy the GTA single players.
Yeah. So yeah, like basically, these load of short videos got leaked. I watched a couple of them. It's basically like they're using sort of assets and animations from GTA 5 to sort of give ideas at what it's going to be, you know. And people are, well, to be fair, like half the people are saying like, you know, dude, like calm down, you know, this game is like what you were saying. It's not going to be out for a long time. This is like they didn't want you to see this, you know, they're working on it. And then there's people out there that are like, I'm not buying this, it looks like crap. So yeah. But people are saying that it's it's like the biggest leak in gaming history.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. I don't think it is the biggest leak, because if I remember right, there was a leak a few years ago now. I can't remember what it was called. I actually listened to a podcast about it recently, but it was something like 50 games got leaked. Loads of different developers, not just one. But it's definitely up there with like one of the biggest leaks in history. Okay, moving on. Next bit of news, still related to gaming, I guess. And this is that actor David Harbour is going to star in the upcoming Gran Turismo film. Why the hell they're making a film about Gran Turismo, which is like a racing sim? You know, I don't get it. But even weirder, right, is it's being directed by Neil Blomkamp, who is like absolute sci-fi genius. You know, District 9, Elysium, Chappie. He was going to do an Aliens movie at one point, but like the dude is an incredibly good filmmaker. So I don't know. Like, I mean, it's probably not going to be what we're thinking, but it's probably not going to be bad. You know, David Harbour's a good actor, and as I say, Blomkamp's a great director. But the news is that the Stranger Things star has signed on to star in Gran Turismo, the Sony Pictures and PlayStation Productions feature adaptation of the best-selling racing video game. Neil Blomkamp, best known for his sci-fi movies such as District 9 and Elysium, is hitting where the rubber meets the road with this one, directing the project that has a script by Jason Hall, who wrote American Sniper, and Zach Balin, who wrote King Richard. It says, based on a true story, apparently, the project is described as the ultimate wish fulfillment teenage the wish fulfillment tale of a teenage Gran Turismo player whose gaming skills won him a series of Nissan competitions to become an actual professional race car driver.
I don't care.
It's just gonna be David Harbour just like drifting around corners and stuff. But I'm down for that. I'll watch it. Not the cinema range. I won't pay to watch.
No,
that.
I was gonna say that's not something I'm gonna go to the cinema to watch. Maybe in like 5 years' time, I'm like, I never watched that.
Yeah.
What if it's any good?
That information comes from the Hollywood Reporter. But no, I do have big love for Neil Blomkamp, so I am kind of like intrigued on that one. Next bit of news. Now, this also is a week old, so apologies if you've already heard this before. But it's pretty good, and the news is that Keanu Reeves is going to reprise his role in an upcoming Constantine sequel. It says Keanu Reeves has been reprising his most iconic roles lately, ranging from his portrayal of John Wick in the upcoming sequels to his starring turn as Neo in the unexpected fourth Matrix film. Now he is set to return as John Constantine in a Constantine sequel, which most fans thought would never get made. Constantine is among the most memorable additions to Reeves' filmography, starring the actor as a conflicted exorcist who is cursed with the ability to travel to hell and talk to demonic as well as angelic creatures. While the film was a commercial success, it got a mixed critical reception, but has only grown in stature over the years. I love this film. I love the first Constantine film.
No, I have seen it a long time ago. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I thought it was very good. Weirdly, with sort of my, I would have been in primary school when this film came out. With my sort of primary school friends, Constantine was our sleepover movie.
Yeah.
It was Constantine and South Park the movie were like the two films that if you were going to stay over at someone's house, you were like, you got the films? And they would just be like, I got the films. And you knew they were talking about Constantine and South Park.
Yeah. That's badass.
Yeah, because it's kind of like, it's edgy, but it's not like too gory, so like kind of kids can watch it. I mean, there is a scene though where the devil pulls a load of cancer out of his lungs, which is pretty gross, pretty graphic for a young lad. But no, it's good, and I'm pretty hyped for this. Like, it came out of nowhere. I'm looking forward to it. It's got me really hopeful that there's going to be a Mummy 4. I'm fingers crossed, but if they're bringing back films that are kind of, not culty, but like have got that kind of following, bring back the Mummy, baby. That's the one we want. The only thing is, right, Keanu Reeves is obviously a good-looking dude, but he's got his like two styles, hasn't he? He's got like clean-shaven, short hair, and then he's got like long hair with the beard, right? I kind of really hope that he doesn't have the long hair beard in this film, because the problem I have is, even though I love Keanu Reeves, he is quickly, apart from in the most recent Bill and Ted film where he was clean-shaven, he's quickly becoming one of those actors that is just themselves.
Yeah.
And he's got like the same look in every single movie now,
It's because he looks a bit odd, clean-shaven. Like...
He does now because he's older.
Yeah, he's older. It's just it's natural. But like it's like you see him in like movies like John Wick movies and things, and I think the beard kind of helps him with his face like shape. But then when you like,
because he's got like he does have an interesting kind of beard pattern as well. It kind of goes down in the cheeks.
Yeah, and it makes him look younger, I think. And then when he like clean shaves, he just looks a bit weird.
Yeah, he looks a bit kind of jowly.
Yeah.
But no, I just don't. Well, I've got a thing where actors who just play themselves, like The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, any actor like that, just really piss me off, because it's like, you're not really an actor, are you? You're just sort of yourself on set.
Yeah.
You probably go home and act exactly the same as you do while you're on your own, so like, I just don't want him to sort of become like that. But looking forward to it either way. And that information comes from faroutmagazine.co.uk. Next bit of news. You'll either be interested or not at all. But this news is that Halo Season 2 has begun filming. Halo 2 has officially started production, and 2 new cast members have joined the team as series regulars. Paramount Plus revealed that the Spartans have touched down in Iceland for filming to get underway on Halo Season 2, with additional filming planned to take place on Budapest, Hungary, later this year. A photo marking the occasion shows Bentley, Carlu, Kate Kennedy, Pablo Schreiber, and Natasha Kolzak suited and booted, ready for production. I watched all of the Halo series on Paramount Plus, and it wasn't fantastic, but also, like, I've seen other shows that have been way worse.
Yeah, it got shit on a bit.
It did, but that's because people wanted it to be like the games, and I think they just should have been a bit clearer on saying this is not the games. Like, this is in its own continuity. It has the same characters and stuff, but, like, this is its own thing. My main complaint really is that Master Chief, to be fair, isn't in it that much, and if he is, he's got his helmet off the whole time, and then he's just a dude in a combat suit.
Yeah,
you know, he like in the 2 scenes in the whole series where he does have the helmet on, it's badass. You know, visuals are amazing, and you're sort of like, yes, this is Halo. Costumes are fantastic. Sound design is amazing. Some of the CG, like, they have recreated a lot of the aliens and everything exactly how they look in the games, you know. So it's all right. Like, I will actually watch Season 2. I will watch it because I am invested. But maybe you should check it out if you haven't seen it, you know, when you've done with the things you're watching. And check it out for yourself.
Maybe, yeah.
All right, next bit of news. Now, this is one bit of news, but there's quite a lot of it. So the other day, a couple of days ago actually, Saturday just gone, it was the Netflix Tudum, which is their sort of expo day where they just show all their stuff. Tudum is named after the sound that it makes when you boot Netflix up. Apparently that's why it's called that. But here's some news from Tudum 2022. All this news comes from IGN, I believe, and there is a lot of it, so we're just going to blast through this fairly quickly. So the news is that Tudum, which is Netflix autumn set global fan event celebrating its original content, returned on Saturday with a bevy of special moments and particular focus on trailers. But of course, with all the shows and films the service provides or distributes in any given month, Tudum covered a lot of things. So what I did was I went through and I picked out what I think are the biggest / things that I'm the most interested in. First thing was that Enola Holmes 2 got a new trailer. I don't know if you've seen Enola Holmes on Netflix.
No.
It's pretty good, actually. It's pretty good. Millie Bobby Brown, Henry Cavill, Sherlock Holmes thing. You know, fun, good times. You know? But the second one's coming out. Looks pretty good. It looks like it's going to be more Henry Cavill and her and Millie Bobby Brown kind of working together in this one. So, looking forward to that. Gal Gadot's Heart of Stone got a first look. Don't know what it is, really. I've heard that it's sort of James Bondy is the only information I've got. But it stars Gal Gadot, Jamie Dornan, and Alia Bhatt. Nicola Coughlan teases what's to come in Bridgerton Season 3. Bridgerton star Nicola Coughlan made an appearance during the showcase to share a little of what fans can expect from the show's 3rd season. I know that Bridgerton was mega, wasn't it, when it came out?
Yeah, I remember.
Loads of people watched it. And people are obviously eagerly awaiting Season 3. I know that my missus is one of them. She's definitely looking forward to Season 3. So, and they then showed a first look at a Bridgerton spin-off. So, they showed a look at a Bridgerton spin-off called Queen Charlotte. It says, continuing the Bridgerton news, Netflix shared the first look at a spin-off series, Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story. The short clip shows India sorry, I don't want to butcher this surname. India Armatifio as the young Charlotte, and Corey Mickelrest. Sorry, these names are like, they got like 11 letters each. Corey Mickelrest as the young King George. So I'm sure if you like Bridgerton's kind of raunchy history style, you're probably going to dig that. So, The Crown Season 5 got a release date. Netflix announced that it is 10 episodes are premiering on November 9th of this year, and that it will follow the life of the late Queen Elizabeth II. It will continue following the life of her. The 5th season will focus on the early and mid-90s. I haven't seen any of The Crown. I know that Fee did start watching it, but I think she got pretty bored with it after season 2 or something.
Yeah, I don't care enough about the royalty.
Nor do I.
To watch it, to be honest.
Nor do I.
I've heard it's pretty good, to be fair. I've heard
Matt Smith's is what I was going to say. This is what I was going to say. I have heard that apparently Matt Smith is pretty good.
Yeah, he's a very good actor, isn't he? So, yeah,
and
sure.
Matt Smith is one of these actors that I can't stand.
Really?
But he is incredible in House of the Dragon.
I was going to say, I think...
And actually, now I am sort of like, I hate this guy, which means he's doing a fantastic job. You know, what an actor, making me hate him that bad.
Oh, he's pretty, renowned for being a pretty good actor, isn't he?
I don't know, man. Have you seen Morbius?
Okay, on the whole...
there's some pretty shocking scenes in that Morbius.
On the whole. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, though, I haven't really watched that much stuff with him in it. But... yeah, like I said, he is very good in House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
So. They showed a little bit, a trailer, and they gave the release date for the upcoming Adam Family's Wednesday. So it's a spin-off. It's premiering on November 22nd, and they showed an exclusive clip which showed off more of Jenna Ortega in the leading role. I quite like Addams Family, although, to my knowledge, I haven't actually seen a single movie, but I sort of know of the Addams Family.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it when I was younger, so, yeah. Jenna Ortega, she was in You.
Oh, okay. I don't know who she is.
She's a pretty young actress, but yeah.
Weirdly. Are you looking at my notes right now?
Yeah.
Do you see what the next point is? You just fully predicted the next point.
There you go.
And that is that Netflix You Season 4 is going to premiere in February. Part 1 of You Season 4 will premiere February 10th. Part 2 is going to be released a month later on March 10th. Now, you like You, don't you? You think it's quite a good show?
Yeah, me and my girlfriend are pretty big fans of it. It's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it's not that... It never strikes me as being that widely popular. I've not met that many people who've watched it, but I think it's a pretty good show actually. Yeah.
Fair play. I mean, I know Fia's watched it and she enjoyed it. I think she might not have seen the later season. I think she did drop off, but
yeah,
I've heard similar things. It's supposed to be good. Penn Badgley is pretty good at playing like a
serial killer.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bit like Dexter, if you ever watched that. It's kind of a little bit like that.
Never seen Dexter. That really didn't appeal to me.
It's good, and so we watched the 3rd season when it came out, and that was during COVID, I'm pretty sure. 2020, 2021 or something. So they've had a big gap in between seasons. And I'm guessing this will probably be the last one if they're splitting it in 2.
Well, I mean, it doesn't say that it's the last one.
I'd imagine it would be. It's based off some books. I can't remember what the books are called. So it's based off a series of books about all the stuff that's... It's not called You, it's something else.
Yeah. To be fair, though, like, it doesn't necessarily mean it's the last one, because I do know that Netflix is now splitting their seasons in half to combat the kind of viewer drop-off.
That's crafty. So that people go like, oh, I got to wait.
So people don't cancel their subscription immediately after they've seen it, basically, yeah. So I have heard that they're moving to, like, a two-part dump, as it were, of episodes, rather than just like a day one dump.
Yeah. So Jenny Ortega was, I think she was in season 2, one or two, and so basically, like, she plays, like, I don't know, I want to say, like, a kid who's like 12 years old or something in the show, and she maybe a bit older. And she gets, like, hit on by, so Chris D'Elia, the comedian, was in it, and he plays like a paedophile basically in the show,
right? And
then in real life, Chris D'Elia, like, got caught out for, like, sending,
really?
Yeah, Chris D'Elia's a comedian. He's pretty poppy. So before he got found for having all these texts on his phone, he did have, like, shows on Netflix, like stand-up shows on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
And he's a pretty, like, popular. You'll know him when you see him, I think.
I don't recognize the name.
Chris D'Elia, yeah. But I mean, like, I think he's still going, but, like, he kind of, like, tanked his career a little bit with all that.
Well, yeah.
With all that, but it's just funny because he played like a paedophile on well, paedophile, you know. Yeah, well, I guess he was, yeah.
Yeah.
On this show.
Weird. So they also announced at the Tudum that the Witcher prequel, Witcher Blood Origin, is airing on Christmas Day. December 25th. They showed a poster for it. I'm trying to remember now what it looks like. I think, yeah, that's it. The poster is basically just like two kind of hands with knives clashing. It's supposed to be set way earlier, and I think it's got Jason Momoa is in it. I don't fully remember, but I'm looking forward to that. I am actually quite a big fan of the Witcher series that's on Netflix at the minute. Really enjoying it. Yeah, so it says here that the show is apparently set 1,200 years before the events of the main series. So it's about, like, the first Witchers.
Yeah.
So, pretty good. Chris Hemsworth Extraction 2 got a behind-the-scenes look. Now, there was a full-on video. I didn't watch it. I probably should have done. But I don't know if you saw Extraction on
I haven't.
Netflix.
No, I've heard it's alright.
Yeah, it's alright. It's sort of like, you know how John Wick came out and then every sort of leading man was like, I need my John Wick, you know, like, what can I do? So it's basically Chris Hemsworth's John Wick, but it almost kind of doesn't work because Chris Hemsworth is like 6'7" or something. So it's just a huge, like, Hulk of a man just battering the shit out of people. And it's one of those films where they're sort of like, right, we're in Mexico or we're in South America. How can we tell the audience we're in South America? I know. Let's put a fucking orange filter in front of the camera. And so, like, everything in that film was orange, you know. But no, it was all right. To be fair, it was all right. It was quite enjoyable. And, you know, I do like Hemsworth. I've been told that I look like him quite a lot, so, you know. No, I will watch Extraction 2 when it comes out on Netflix. Next news from the Netflix Tudum is that The Witcher Season 3 got a poster, and it says Summer 2023. And it basically is a poster of, like, the kind of Witcher medallion that it's like, but it's like fractured, and there's like the logo of Yennefer's sort of logo and Ciri's logo is in between. It from everything that from the way that the second season ended, it looks like, to be fair, season 3 might actually follow the Wild Hunt game storyline. Looks like it's going to be pretty similar to that, which was pretty good, to be fair. So Yeah, loving Henry Cavill as Geralt the Witcher. Great casting. Okay, and last bit of news from Tudum was that they showed a clip for the upcoming Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. I don't know. Did you see Knives Out, Hamby?
My girlfriend keeps on telling me to watch it. She watched it and said it was pretty good.
I have heard amazing things about it, right? So I watched it, and I was kind of like, I just didn't think it was that great.
Has it got Daniel Craig in it?
Yeah, Daniel Craig's like the main guy.
Yeah.
The cast was fantastic. The cast was absolutely fantastic. But like, I can't remember if maybe I fell asleep during it, or maybe I think I guessed who it was. Like, not even that. Like, pretty close to the beginning, I was like, well, it's that guy, and it ruined it because it was like, yeah, it was, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like it very much, but what I might do is I might rewatch it and then watch this Glass Onion when it comes out. But it basically was just a clip of more suspects being interrogated by Benoit Blanc, which I believe is the name of Daniel Craig's character.
Okay.
All that news comes from IGN. Right, last bit of news. I'm aware that we're slightly behind time. Last bit of news before we jump into the main meat of this podcast, and that is that the Red Hot Chili Peppers have released a new single. It came out on the Friday 23rd, and it's called Eddie. And right, I have a bit of information about it. I'll read through this, and then maybe we'll give our thoughts, because everybody knows we are huge Chili P fanboys on this podcast, and we have some thoughts. So my notes say that apparently and I didn't actually realise this at all on first listen, the Red Hot Chili Peppers have nodded to Eddie Van Halen with their new song, Eddie. The Red Hot Chili Peppers have shared another new song from their forthcoming album, Return of the Dream Canteen. The latest cut is titled Eddie, following their earlier single Tip of My Tongue. The song nods to the late Eddie Van Halen, who died in October 2020, with Anthony Kiedis singing It's Only 1983, Please Don't Remember Me for What I Did with David, You Know I'm Talking David Lee. And then in brackets, David Lee Roth departed Van Halen in 1985 after the release of the band's sixth album, 1984. Return of the Dream Canteen arrives October 14th. It's the second album from the California outfit this year, following April's Unlimited Love. Both albums feature contributions from guitarist John Frusciante, who rejoined the band in late 2019 after a 10-year hiatus. Frusciante, who first took up with the Peppers on Mother's Milk in 1989, had taken another break from the band between 1992 and 1998. That information comes from Pitchfork. What do you think of this song, bro?
It's good. I like it. It's a good song. If you don't, I can see why somebody who doesn't like the Chili Peppers would not like that song, though.
Oh, 100%. It's almost like baiting people that aren't fans, isn't it?
It's got 2 minutes of just shredding at the end of the song, which I personally love, and I think that's one of the reasons why I like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So for me it's a good song. I don't want every song to be like that, but in moderation, it's kind of dope.
Yeah, it definitely is. So yeah, it's sort of there's a banging guitar solo in it, and then the outro is basically like another extended guitar solo, but it features kind of Frusciante's, like, when he does that kind of like messy solo.
Yeah.
Where it's messy and he's playing the same kind of licks, and to someone who's not a fan, you would literally be like, turn this shit off, But if you are a fan, it's like, oh my god, So it's just one of those. But that's what I mean by sort of, it is almost baiting people who aren't fans to complain, because like it's a 2-minute guitar solo outro.
Yeah, it's a weird choice for a single. Like,
it is.
That's the kind of song you can imagine being towards the end of an album that, you know, it's popular with like fans. You wouldn't. It's not the kind of song you picture them releasing before the album comes out, but because you know it's one of those songs that like it's going to be a fan favorite, obviously. Just put it on the album, but I mean it's kind of weird having like, you know, got a Chili Pepper album in just over 2 weeks' time.
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm so intrigued to see what this album is about.
I think you know we'll have another single probably. I think
they probably will.
Probably another single.
But what we're gonna do, and I'm hoping you can join me on this. To be fair, I won't do it without you. Actually, it'd be nice to have Adam on as well, but Adam's back at work now. Our friend Grizzly's back at work, so it's really hard to get our schedules to line up. But usually, me and Hamby are both okay with recording on a Monday night, which is when we record this. I want to do a whole episode, like we did on Unlimited Love. I want to do a whole episode sort of reviewing the album, our thoughts, you know, things we like, things we dislike. The Unlimited Love episode went down really well, so yeah, I'd like to do it again when this album
Well, I would
comes
say
out.
like I think the I've kind of preferred the songs that have come out for this new album to like the ones that came out for Unlimited Love.
Preferred the singles?
Yeah, I think they're better songs. I think.
Yeah.
I think Tip of My Tongue was a great song, and obviously I really like the one.
I think though it's because like they needed to have that sort of radio successful sort of songs to come out first because it's been so long, and you know maybe if they'd released Tip of My Tongue as a fresh first single, it might not have been received as well.
Yeah, but yeah, I think I don't know. I've got high hopes for this album. The two songs that I've heard so far have been like bangers.
Yeah, really interesting album artwork as well. It's almost one of those artworks that like kind of hurts your eyes the more you stare at it because it's kind of everything's drawn really weirdly and it kind of doesn't make sense and interesting. All right, that's the end of the entertainment news. Let's move on to what we're here for, which is Star Wars, baby. That is Star Wars, isn't it? Yeah. My brain was telling me to like go into Indiana Jones, but, you know. Okay, so to celebrate the release of Andor on Disney Plus, we are going to do another installment of So You Think You Know Movies?
So you think you know movies?
Star Wars, the prequels. So what I thought we'd do is for the next couple of weeks, we will look at Star Wars and we'll be tackling an impossible quiz and we'll take it one trilogy at a time. So today we are going to be taking an impossible quiz on the prequel trilogy, probably my favourite trilogy actually. Not if I'm being completely honest, it is probably my favourite trilogy.
Really?
It's because it's the Star Wars I grew up with.
Yeah.
You know, yes, I was. You know, I did see the originals when I was young. I love them, but I went to the cinema to see all three of these prequels, and it was an event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people were freaking waving their lightsabers around in the air and stuff in the cinema. Like, yeah, I don't know. And Qui-Gon Jinn, you know, best Jedi ever. That, by the way, is a throwback to a video called Qui-Gon Jinn, worst Jedi ever, which is absolutely hilarious. You should definitely watch that. So, as always, I search for an impossible quiz, and our pals over at whatculture.com have got one for us. So this quiz is called You'll Never Get 100% on This Star Wars Prequel Trilogy Quiz. The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. How well do you remember them? Let's go. Of course, play along at home, send an email, let us know how you did, and also suggest other things for us to quiz on. But are you ready, Hamby?
Born ready.
Okay, question 1. Which of the 3 prequels is the longest? The Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, or They All Feel Like They Last a Lifetime?
I think Revenge of the Sith is a long movie.
Yeah, surely
it's a lot.
The longest
it's like
one.
I think it's something like 2.5 hours. Surely, like it's a long movie. But I don't remember the other ones being that long.
Well, Attack of the Clones seems long because it's really boring.
Yeah.
So it does feel like a long movie. Phantom Menace, I don't remember it being crazy long. I think that Revenge of the Sith has to be a long film because it's kind of the big one.
And a lot happens in it as well, from memory.
Yeah. Let's go Revenge of the Sith. Question 2. Who played a young Anakin in The Phantom Menace? Options are Cody Linley, Jake Lloyd, Jeremy Sumpter, or Skandar Keynes.
I actually know this.
So do I.
It's Jake Lloyd.
It's Jake Lloyd, because didn't it like mess him up big time? Did he go to prison or something?
I don't know about that, but like I don't think he's done much since.
No, I think he went to prison.
All right, shit.
For doing something, I think he gave him pretty bad problems because he just got bullied, for being young Annie, which is a shame. Question 3. Ahmed Best was offered the role of Jar Jar after being spotted in which stage show? Cats, Stomp, The Blue Man Group, or The Lion King?
I'm trying to think where he would have played a character. But
I have a couple of ideas.
I'm leaning towards something like Lion King, but I don't know.
Yeah, same. So in all the behind the scenes pictures, Ahmed Best is wearing he's wearing an outfit. He's got like a Jar Jar head on his head. He's kind of in that character. So I'm trying to think of something else that would be similar, like a big costume thing.
Yeah.
So I am thinking Cats or Lion King, which we know they have costumes, where they have to wear the heads on their head and stuff like that. I'm thinking maybe they just saw him in Lion King and took some ideas from that.
Yeah, I think Lion King.
Let's go Lion King. I think Lion King is the safest bet. I don't think it's going to be Blue Man Group, because how the hell are you going to know who's who in Blue Man Group? Question 4. Which Jedi's name translates almost exactly as Guardian Spirit of the Living Force? Options are Ki-Adi-Mundi, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Qui-Gon Jinn, or Saesee Tin.
I don't know. Is it Obi-Wan?
I don't know. I mean, it's an absolute shot in the dark for me. I would guess... I don't know. Maybe... I would guess that it's maybe like Ki-Adi-Mundi or someone who isn't one of the main characters.
Yeah, you'd know maybe you'd know if it was one of the main characters.
Yeah, maybe you would. Yeah, to be fair. But then I've never really looked up why their names are what they are, kind of thing. I don't know why I've never really looked that up, actually.
Ki-Adi-Mundi. Go for that.
Ki-Adi-Mundi, he's the guy with the weird eye things and the big purple. He gets shot out the sky in episode 3. Question 5. How many Oscars was The Phantom Menace nominated for?
Oh, God.
None. 1, 2, or 3?
I think it must have got Best Picture or something like that. As in nominated for Best Picture or something like that.
Well, nominated. The thing is, it's sci-fi. Sci-fi always gets nominated for things like best costume, best stuff like that. So I would say probably I would gamble at 2, because I would gamble at maybe a best picture nomination, and then maybe a best costume nomination.
Go for
or I don't know. It could be 3.
Fuck it, go 3.
Go 3.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Question 4. Which film director makes a cameo in The Phantom Menace as a member of Queen Amidala's entourage? I didn't know this at all, actually. Patty Jenkins, Ron Howard, Sofia Coppola, or Steven Spielberg. Now, luckily, there is actually a picture of Amidala and her whole troupe here. Patty Jenkins is the director of Wonder Woman. I sort of know what she looks like. I can't see her in this picture. Ron Howard, don't know. Kind of be a bit surprising if Ron Howard was there. Spielberg surely isn't going to turn up. Sofia Coppola, maybe. I would guess that it's going to be a woman because Amidala is, all of her group. They're all women, aren't they? Kind of thing. I think Patty Jenkins or Sofia Coppola. What do you reckon?
Sofia Coppola?
Yeah, let's go her. That's my gut is leaning towards her, so let's go her. Question 7. Which planet does Attack of the Clones begin on? Coruscant, Kamino, Naboo, Tatooine. I know it, I think.
I thought it was Naboo, but getting that wrong, obviously.
Ooh. No, well, Naboo's an option, but I don't think it's Naboo, is it?
No.
Doesn't it open with oh god, it's the worst one. It's easily the worst one.
I remember so little about it. I think it's
Coruscant.
Yeah, I think you're right, but I can't remember much about that movie, if I'm being honest.
I think it's Coruscant because doesn't they're all getting ready for like Amidala to sort of turn up, and Anakin's like, I haven't seen her in like fucking 20 years or whatever, and then there's that whole thing where they're like trying to protect her and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it's Coruscant. Yeah. Let's go Coruscant. Question 8. What is the name of the Claudite? I don't know if I'm saying it's either Claudite or Claudite. Hired by Jango Fett to kill Padme. I'm pretty sure I know this. Options are Aura Singh, Cad Bane, Dengar, or Zam Wessel. It's not Cad Bane because he's the big cowboy hat dude from Boba Fett.
I actually don't know.
Something is telling me it's. I think it's that Zam Wessel. Something is telling me it's him or her. It's kind of like got a weird. They have like a weird face and they can like morph into anyone.
I don't know. I'm ashamed to say.
Yeah, it's got to be a complete gamble, really.
Yeah.
I mean, the only one I can really eliminate is Cad Bane, but I think we should go Zam Wessel because something's telling me that is the right answer. Question 9. What is Count Dooku's Sith name? Come on, Hammers, you got to know this.
What's his...
Darth Caedus, Darth Revan, Darth Tyrannus, or Darth Xana?
Do you know it?
No, I don't. No.
Darth... Let's go through them again.
Caedus, Revan, Tyrannus, or Xana?
I mean... Something like Tyrannus sounds like it. No.
Yeah, that I'm thinking Tyrannus. Let's go Tyrannus. If we both thought it, so that's enough for me. Oh no, my computer has actually jammed, and I'm not even using my computer. I'm using Fee's. So yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Okay, here we go. Question 10. Which Australian actor played a young Owen Lars, the future uncle of Luke Skywalker? I know it straight up because I know the actor. Options are Hugh Jackman, Joel Edgerton, Liam Hemsworth, or Sam Worthington. Do you know it?
No.
Okay. I know it.
Who is it?
It's Joel Edgerton because he recently reprised his role for the Obi-Wan series. Yeah, so I just know that one. Question 11. Which of these awards did Attack of the Clones not win at the 2003 Razzies?
The Razzies.
Worst on-screen couple, worst supporting actor, worst screenplay, or trick question, it won them all.
Oh, everyone hates on it, so I would say it won them all.
Yeah, I think
Won
that
them
as
all.
well. Should we go trick question, it won them all? Yeah. Question 12. On what day of the week did Revenge of the Sith open?
You know?
It still holds the record for the biggest opening of any film on this day. Options of Monday through to Thursday. So what are we saying?
What day do films normally come out, generally?
I honestly don't know.
I don't know.
Um,
Go for a Tuesday.
We're going Tuesday. Question 13. A bootleg copy of the film was released in China under what mistranslated subtitle? Bracket of the North, Ellipsis of the East, Ampersand of the South, or Backstroke of the West? What?
Backstroke of the
What is this question? I think it's supposed to say a bootleg copy of Revenge of the Sith was released in China under which mistranslated
it'll
subtitle?
be South. Sith. South.
Sith. Ampersand of the South.
Ampersand, yeah, I reckon it'll be like that. Yeah.
Okay, we're going for that. Question 14. What is the name of the theme that plays during Obi-Wan and Anakin's duel in Episode 3? Okay, options are Battle of the Heroes, Destiny in the Balance, Duel of the Fates, Fall of Skywalker. Now, I know that Duel of the Fates is the music, is the one that you're thinking of, basically. That's the music that they used for the Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Maul fight, in the first one. The question is, did they reuse that piece of music for the third one?
Is that the one that's like...
But it's the one that's like... Yeah. It's got to be that one, surely.
I don't know if it... I don't think it is that one.
Oh, okay. Battle of the Heroes, Destiny in the Balance, Duel of the Fates, or Fall of Skywalker?
Yeah, fuck it, go for it.
Fuck it. I mean, it could be Fall of Skywalker, but let's go Duel of the Fates. Question 15. Which A-list actor was in the running to voice General Grievous? Alan Rickman, Gary Oldman, Liam Neeson, or Ralph Fiennes?
Liam Neeson?
You reckon? Liam Neeson? He's already Qui-Gon.
Oh, of course he is. Fucking dig it.
I would go Gary Oldman because he just does everything.
Yeah, so I
doesn't
didn't even think about Liam Neeson already being in it.
Liam Neeson.
Didn't even think about it. Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Obi-Wan would be like, Qui-Gon? Hello there? Don't try it.
We said that. Yeah, we said that yesterday when we won Warzone. We won that Warzone.
Yeah, we did. Oh, I meant to say actually earlier in the pod, that we've been playing Warzone and that we actually had a good night last night.
Don't try it.
Didn't we? What the hell? 2 wins. Don't try it. Question 16. Which character has the last line of spoken dialogue in Revenge of the Sith? Bail Organa, C-3PO, Darth Vader, or Yoda?
It's Darth Vader.
I don't remember actually.
It is. Isn't the last scene? Isn't it him like realizing what he's done? Isn't it?
Oh, the sort of the no.
Yeah.
Where is Padme?
Isn't that the last scene, or am I imagining it?
I don't remember. I mean, I remember that scene. I don't remember if it's the last line.
Yeah, I think it's the...
I mean, Bail Organa. He's the guy that takes. He's played by Jimmy Smits. He's the guy that takes Leia, isn't he?
Yeah, I think Vader.
Let's go Vader then. Here's a bit of random trivia. Did you know that in that scene, basically he has his hands clamped down, and then when he breaks free, he like jolts his hands up like that. And if you actually watch it, it's janky as fuck. It's really janky. And that's because they originally filmed the scene with him with his arms strapped up, and he broke free like that. He broke free kind of pushing his arms away. But they thought it didn't look good, so they gave him a pair of CG arms, and they just meshed the two images. So if you watch that scene again, he does kind of unnaturally like jank his arms up right after breaking out of the shackles. It's really weird. Once you've seen it, you can't unsee it, but yeah. Right, we're going Darth Vader.
CG'd his arms in.
They did. They just CG'd a pair of arms onto him and then cut out his real ones and then linked him to that. Hamby, I've got some bad news for you, buddy.
Suck.
We scored 50%.
Ooh.
Which is a fail because, as we all know, we've done enough of these. 60% is the pass rate. Let's see let's see how many things we failed on. Okay, so we said that Revenge of the Sith was the longest movie. It was actually Attack of the Clones. Jake Lloyd did play young Anakin. Apparently Ahmed Best was offered the role after being spotted in Stomp.
Okay.
It's weird, but okay, yeah. Qui-Gon Jinn is the name that translates to Guardian Spirit of the Living Force, not Ki-Adi-Mundi. Phantom Menace was nominated for 3 Oscars. We got that right. Sofia Coppola was in the background of a shot. We got that right. Attack of the Clones begins on Coruscant. We got that right. Zam Wessel was the name of the Claudite hired to kill Padme. We got that right. Darth Tyrannus was the name of Count Dooku's Sith name. That's correct. Joel Edgerton played young Owen Lars. That's correct. Okay, so the next one we got wrong was the Razzies, the 2003 Razzie Awards one. We said Trick Question, it won all of them. It actually only won the Worst On-Screen Couple award.
Okay.
We also got the days of the week wrong. It came out on a Tuesday, not a Thursday.
We said Tuesday.
Did we?
I said Tuesday.
Okay, well, we might have broken 60% then, actually. A bootleg copy of the film was released in China under which mistranslated subtitle. We said Ampersand of the South. The answer was Backstroke of the West.
Backstroke of the West.
The name of the song was Battle of Heroes, not Duel of the Fates. So you were correct, it wasn't Duel of the Fates. Gary Oldman was going to voice Grievous. We got that right. And we got this one wrong. The last spoken line of dialogue is actually by C-3PO, not Darth Vader. I think even with that one right, we probably would have come in at about 55%. We may have broken 60%. But I'm gonna chalk this one up as a fail.
That's fair.
I'm interested now. I want to see how we do in all of these, so we can sort of compare them. So, 55% failed on the prequel trilogy. Still, that was kind of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully everyone listening enjoyed it, and hopefully, if I can get Hamby back on next week, we will be back with the original trilogy. Well, dude, we've come to the end of the quiz. We have also come to the end of another episode of DudeWutPodcast. It's been great chatting to you, Hamby, as always, and it's been great to sort of be listened to by you, the listener. Hopefully you've had a good time, Hamby.
Yeah, great time. Yeah.
Cool. What you can do to help us out is suggest, anything you want us to take one of these impossible quizzes on. Suggest it. We'll do it. We'd love to hear some of your suggestions. And that actually reminds me, I've been meaning to, for ages, read out some of the reviews that we've got. Sorry, I'm just searching it now. I keep forgetting to read some of these out. I'm just going to quickly have a glance, see if I can see them, so I can read these out. Leave us a review, basically, on whatever you listen to it on. Give us 5 stars, and that will help us in the algorithms and stuff. It will help us get suggested. So here's a couple of reviews. I'll read a few of them out now. 5 stars. This is from Benito Arden. Awesome podcast. If you want a straightforward and easy to listen to, this is the podcast for you. Keep up the great work. 5 stars. 5 stars from Clay Cutter. This says dope content and authentic. Harry seems like a natural. Love his mic presence. He's also covering some interesting topics that I would never considered before. He adds his own Harry twist to it too. Love him and his guests. Highly recommend you take some time to listen. Thanks a lot, Clay. Appreciate that, buddy. And this next one is from JMH. It just says 5 stars. Check it out. Stumbled onto this show via Instagram. The host, Harry, does a great job engaging the guests and keeping the conversation going effortlessly. Worth checking out for sure. So leave us a review. We'll read them out. Those were some nice reviews from people, so thanks very much for those. Those were just off the Apple podcasts as well. We do have some more on some other platforms. Right. Get in touch with us. Instagram at DudeWutPodcast, or on Facebook, dudewutpodcast.com. No, facebook.com/DudeWutPodcast. Find us on Facebook. YouTube, as I said a couple of weeks ago, YouTube is the big push at the minute. So if you can like and subscribe and share and comment and just you really share that thing around, that would really help. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so that we can start monetizing the channel. But we're a long way off, so we need your help. If you really like the podcast, you can go to buymeacoffee.com /DudeWutPodcast, or go onto our link tree, which is everywhere, and scroll down, go to Buy Me a Coffee, go on there. On there you have the option to donate. Excuse me, the Grolsch is coming back. You have the option to donate anywhere from £1 to £5 towards the podcast. Anything you do donate will go into the back into the running of the pod. Of course, it's your hard-earned money though, so if you don't want to, don't do it. It's that easy. But if you want to be a super fan, and you actually want to be one of the producers of the show, there is an option on there. I'm going to make it more clear soon, because it's not actually listed as being a producer, but that's what you will be. For £2 a month, you can sign up, and you'll be a producer of the show. What that will give you is a hard line sort of directly to us, where you can recommend things and you can send us messages that will get read out on air. And of course, all the producers will be read out every single week. There'll be a big thank you to all the producers. So that option is there if you want to. Right. That's it for another episode of Dude What Podcast. We will be back same time next week for another episode of the pod, and hopefully a live stream on Friday. Until then, everyone, take it easy, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.